What if the cheese you've been enjoying for years, that comforting slice on your morning toast, that creamy layer melting over your pasta, isn't doing your body the favor you think it is? What if that familiar, nostalgic flavor, the one that feels like home, is quietly working against you, clogging your arteries, raising inflammation, and silently stealing the very energy your body needs most after 60? This video is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making dietary changes. See, here's what most people don't realize. After 60, your body becomes a completely different ecosystem. Your metabolism slows down. Your digestion weakens. Your hormones shift. And that means what used to work for you at 30 might not serve you the same way now. Cheese, one of the most loved foods in the world, can either be your greatest ally or your silent enemy. Because not all cheeses are created equal. Some are pure, natural, and rich in nutrients that strengthen your bones, protect your heart, and fuel your brain. But others, they're ultra-processed, packed with hidden sodium, synthetic fats, and chemical preservatives that speed up aging at the cellular level. Let's be real. Cheese is comfort. It's culture. It's connection. But at this stage of life, comfort foods should comfort your health, not compromise it. And the truth is, the cheese industry doesn't always make that easy to see. Behind that creamy texture and delicious flavor may be substances your body no longer tolerates, excessive saturated fats that stiffen your arteries, additives that disrupt your gut balance, and salt levels that quietly elevate your blood pressure day by day. And yet, here's where the story gets fascinating. There are certain cheeses, ancient, naturally aged, and probiotic-rich, that can do the complete opposite. They can nourish your cells, support your digestion, protect your brain from decline, and even strengthen your bones against the natural loss of density that comes with age. These are the cheeses that have sustained long-living cultures for generations, like the Mediterranean diet's feta, or Japan's fermented dairy substitutes that mimic cheese's benefits without the side effects. They're not modern inventions, they're nature's wisdom, preserved through time. So, before you reach for your next slice, pause for a moment. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover exactly which cheeses belong on your plate, and which ones are quietly stealing your vitality. By the end of this video, you'll know how to turn a simple snack into a tool for longevity, mental clarity, and cellular repair. Because aging well isn't about giving up the foods you love. It's about choosing them wisely. And when it comes to cheese, that choice could mean the difference between feeling sluggish and feeling alive. Stay with me, because once you know the 4 cheeses to avoid and the 4 to embrace daily, you'll never look at your dairy drawer the same way again. This might just be the most delicious health revelation you've ever had. Cheese isn't just food, it's biochemistry in disguise. Every creamy bite, every savory melt, is a tiny chemical message to your body. It either says, heal, protect, and rebuild. Or it whispers, clog, inflame, and slow down. And the difference between those two paths, healing or harm, all comes down to 3 key factors: fat quality, processing, and fermentation. 1. Fat quality, the silent divider between healing and harm. Let's start with the fats, the most misunderstood part of cheese. See, not all fats are villains. Your body actually needs fat, for hormones, brain function, and energy. But here's the twist. The type of fat in your cheese decides whether your arteries stay flexible, or start to harden like old plumbing. Many commercial cheeses, the ones made for long shelf life and mass appeal, are packed with saturated fats that oxidize easily and cause inflammation. Over time, they stiffen blood vessels and raise LDL cholesterol, the kind that clogs and constricts. It's not the kind of stress your heart can afford after 60. But traditional, grass-fed, or naturally aged cheeses. They contain more omega-3s and CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, natural fatty acids that reduce inflammation and help your body use fat for fuel instead of storage. These are the cheeses that work with your metabolism, not against it. Your body reads them like good language, clean, nourishing, intelligent. And every cell responds. Yes, this is fuel I can use. 2. Processing, the hidden saboteur in modern cheese. Now, let's talk about something most people never think about: processing. Because cheese isn't always cheese. That shiny, perfectly square slice in plastic wrap? That's not real food. That's chemistry. It's made with milk solids, emulsifiers, colorants, and an unhealthy dose of sodium to mimic cheese texture and prolong shelf life. Your taste buds might be fooled, but your body isn't. Processed cheese forces your kidneys and liver to work overtime, managing the sodium and stabilizers. The result: fluid retention, puffiness, and raised blood pressure. Subtle at first, then harder to ignore. And here's what makes it tricky: processed cheeses are designed to be addictive. They melt perfectly. They hit that bliss point of salt and fat that makes your brain go, "More, please." But what you're feeding isn't hunger, it's inflammation. Real cheese, on the other hand, doesn't need a lab or a shelf life. It's crafted with time, patience, and natural bacterial cultures. That's the kind of food your body recognizes as real nourishment. 3. Fermentation, nature's gift for the aging body. Now here's the most beautiful part of cheese science: fermentation. This is where cheese becomes medicine. When milk ferments naturally, friendly bacteria and enzymes break down lactose and casein, the very elements that cause bloating and discomfort for so many older adults. What's left behind are powerful probiotics that strengthen your gut, balance your immune system, and improve nutrient absorption. After 60, this process becomes gold. Because your gut is no longer just about digestion, it's about communication. It talks to your brain, your heart, even your immune system. And a healthy gut means a sharper mind, calmer mood, stronger bones, and better energy. So the next time you see the words aged, fermented, or cultured on a cheese label, remember, that's not marketing fluff. That's your body's new best friend. The biological connection: why cheese hits differently after 60. Here's the truth no one tells you: aging doesn't just happen on the outside, it happens inside your digestive chemistry. Your enzymes slow down. Your tolerance for fats changes. And your ability to handle lactose, the natural sugar in milk, drops dramatically. That's why the same cheese that once felt indulgent now leaves you bloated, foggy, or tired. Your body isn't failing you, it's simply signaling that it needs a different kind of nourishment. The wrong cheese can trigger inflammation, fluid retention, and even joint stiffness. But the right cheese, the one with clean fats, natural cultures, and low processing, can become your daily dose of vitality. It delivers calcium for strong bones, vitamin K2 for heart and brain protection, and probiotics for gut harmony. It's not just about eating smarter, it's about aging smarter. So before your next grilled cheese night, or that creamy pasta indulgence, pause for just a second. Because the cheese you choose could be the difference between waking up groggy, or feeling light, energized, and alive. And coming up next, we're naming names. The 4 worst cheeses you should never touch after 60, and why even one serving could sabotage your health goals. Get ready, because the truth might surprise you. Here's a truth most people never want to face: not every cheese belongs on your plate, especially after 60. Because by now, your body's tolerance has changed. Your arteries are more sensitive. Your metabolism moves slower. And your digestive system, that once handled late-night pizza and double cheese sandwiches without a complaint, is now more selective, more delicate, and much less forgiving. So, let's uncover the cheeses that pretend to love you, but quietly wear your body down. 1. Processed cheese slices, aka American cheese, the plastic imposter. That perfectly square slice wrapped in shiny plastic wrap? It's not food, it's food engineering. Processed cheese is less cheese and more chemical symphony. It's built from milk solids, emulsifiers, artificial coloring, and a shocking amount of sodium. All designed to melt perfectly, taste salty, and last forever. But inside your body, it doesn't melt so kindly. Those emulsifiers irritate your gut lining. The sodium raises your blood pressure. And the artificial additives, they trigger inflammation that can lead to joint stiffness, fluid retention, and energy dips that feel like fatigue you can't shake off. Every bite may feel nostalgic, grilled cheese, childhood comfort, convenience, but it comes at a price. Your heart, your circulation, your vitality. If you've hit your 60s, this comfort food isn't comforting anymore. It's quietly undoing the progress you're trying to make. 2. Cheese spreads and dips, the hidden inflammation bombs. They're creamy. They're smooth. They make everything taste better. Crackers, toast, vegetables. But here's the harsh truth. Cheese spreads and dips are some of the most artificially manipulated dairy products on supermarket shelves. Behind that fluffy texture lies a cocktail of hydrogenated oils, trans fats, preservatives, and stabilizers designed to keep it soft and spreadable for months. And trans fats are the villains of aging health. They harden arteries, trigger systemic inflammation, and mess with your cholesterol ratio in ways that accelerate heart disease. Your liver hates them. Your arteries hate them. Even your skin reacts to them. And yet, they're marketed as light, creamy, or fun. But here's the real story. Every scoop is inflammation disguised as pleasure. If you're trying to protect your heart, your joints, and your memory, these processed spreads should never find their way into your fridge again. 3. Blue cheese, the double-edged gourmet. Now, let's talk about one that feels fancy. Blue cheese. Rich, pungent, tangy, complex. It's the cheese of sophistication. But after 60, sophistication isn't the goal, stability is. Blue cheese contains natural molds that give it that iconic flavor. And yes, it's technically real cheese, aged, fermented, traditional. But here's the issue. It's also very high in saturated fat and histamines, compounds that can trigger inflammation, headaches, and digestive distress in older adults. For those with sensitive guts, mild lactose intolerance, or autoimmune conditions, blue cheese becomes less of a delicacy and more of a disruptor. It can spike inflammation in the joints, irritate the gut, and even disturb sleep due to histamine response. So while it may feel indulgent, your body reads it differently, like an invader, not an ally. And the older you get, the more those small irritations accumulate into chronic discomfort, bloating, aches, sluggishness. Sometimes, what feels like just getting older isn't aging at all. It's inflammation, amplified by foods like this. 4. Cheddar, the sneaky sodium trap. Yes, even cheddar, that timeless beloved classic, deserves a closer look. Not all cheddar is created equal, but most commercial versions are high in sodium, artificial coloring, and added preservatives. The sodium alone can quietly raise blood pressure, cause bloating, and put stress on your kidneys and heart. And that bright yellow color. It's not from the cow's diet, it's from additives meant to make it look richer, fresher, more appealing. But your body doesn't care how it looks. It cares how it feels. And for many adults over 60, cheddar becomes a silent trigger, swelling in the ankles, stiffness in the joints, or that feeling of heaviness after eating. Here's the bottom line. The older we get, the less margin we have for silent saboteurs. And cheddar, for all its flavor, can quietly erode the balance you've worked hard to rebuild. The hidden truth behind comfort cheese. Every one of these cheeses shares something in common. They create comfort on the tongue, and chaos in the body. They were designed for taste, not longevity. They light up your pleasure centers, and shut down your vitality in slow motion. But here's the hope, and it's powerful. You don't have to give up cheese to age strong. You just have to upgrade your choices. Because there are cheeses that heal. Cheeses that protect. Cheeses that speak your body's language of longevity. The good news? You don't have to quit cheese. You just have to know which ones love you back. The ones that strengthen your heart, support your brain, and keep your energy alive well into your 70s and beyond. Up next, the 4 best cheeses to eat daily, your new allies for bone health, gut harmony, and graceful aging. Pause, gentle but firm tone. And trust me, once you taste the difference, your body will thank you for it every single day. Let's shift gears. We've talked about the villains, the cheeses that silently steal your vitality. Now, let's meet the heroes. The cheeses that don't just taste good, they work for you. They nourish your bones, fuel your brain, and keep your gut humming with quiet strength. Because the right cheese isn't indulgence, it's strategy. And when you're over 60, strategy is everything. Every bite you take is a message, either to heal or to harm. These 4 cheeses? They whisper one powerful message to your body: you still have so much life left to live. 1. Goat cheese, the gentle healer. Let's start with one of the most underestimated powerhouses, goat cheese. This one is different from your standard dairy. The fat molecules are smaller, the protein softer, and the lactose content much lower, which means your digestive system can breathe a sigh of relief. If you've ever felt bloated, heavy, or gassy after eating regular cheese, goat cheese could change that story completely. It's rich in medium-chain fatty acids, the kind that your body uses for energy instead of storing as fat. And those healthy fats, they fuel your brain, stabilize your mood, and support a sharper mind, something we all want to preserve as the decades roll by. But there's something else. Goat cheese contains conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a naturally occurring compound that helps reduce body fat, support heart function, and even protect against inflammation. It's like nature's way of saying, here, have your cheese, and stay young while you do. Smooth, creamy, versatile. It's the kind of comfort food your body actually appreciates. 2. Feta, from sheep or goat milk, the tangy guardian. Now, let's talk about feta, that crumbly, salty little miracle from the Mediterranean. Real feta, the kind made from sheep or goat milk, not cow milk, is lighter, cleaner, and brimming with beneficial probiotics. These natural bacteria aren't just good for your digestion, they're like bodyguards for your immune system. They strengthen your gut barrier, balance your microbiome, and help reduce chronic inflammation from within. And here's what makes it even better. Feta is lower in calories and fat than most cheeses, yet packed with calcium and protein. So while it nourishes your muscles and bones, it doesn't overload your system. It's the cheese of the blue zones, places like Greece, where people live longer, age slower, and stay active well into their 90s. And that's not coincidence. It's nutrition by design. Add a sprinkle of feta to your salads, eggs, or roasted veggies, and you've just turned a simple meal into a longevity recipe. 3. Parmesan, real Parmigiano Reggiano, the ageless classic. Now, this one is for the purists. Real Parmigiano Reggiano, aged at least 12 months, crafted with time and patience. This isn't just cheese, it's a masterpiece of nature and craftsmanship. During the aging process, most of the lactose breaks down, making it gentle on digestion and friendly even to those who struggle with dairy. But here's where it shines. It's loaded with protein, calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin K2, a rare nutrient combination that protects your bones, keeps calcium where it belongs, in your skeleton, not your arteries, and supports heart and brain health. Think of K2 as your body's traffic controller, directing minerals to the right places, keeping your bones dense and your arteries flexible. And because it's so concentrated, you don't need much, just a sprinkle delivers big benefits. Parmesan is proof that aging, whether cheese or human, can actually make things better. Richer, stronger, wiser. 4. Cottage cheese, low sodium, the silent powerhouse. And finally, let's talk about the comeback hero, cottage cheese. It may not look glamorous, but it's one of the most functional cheeses you can eat, especially after 60. Here's why. Cottage cheese is packed with high-quality protein, mainly casein, a slow-digesting type that keeps you feeling full longer, supports muscle repair, and maintains lean strength as you age. That's crucial, because after 60, we naturally lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. But a daily serving of cottage cheese? It helps fight that decline head-on. It also delivers B vitamins, calcium, and phosphorus for bone and energy support, without the heavy fats or sodium overload of other cheeses. The key is to choose a low-sodium, plain variety, and you've got yourself a nutrition-packed foundation for breakfast, snacks, or even a light dinner. Mix it with berries, nuts, or a drizzle of olive oil, and you've created something both satisfying and sustaining. It's not just food, it's fuel for the second act of your life. Here's the truth no one talks about: the right cheese isn't your enemy. It's a bridge between pleasure and performance, taste and vitality. When chosen right, cheese becomes one of the simplest, most enjoyable ways to nourish your body deeply. It strengthens bones, steadies energy, sharpens the mind, and keeps your gut in balance, all while letting you enjoy the richness of real food. So no, you don't have to quit cheese. You just have to upgrade it, from processed pleasure to purposeful nourishment. These aren't guilty pleasures, they're longevity foods, when chosen right. Every bite is either fueling inflammation or fueling renewal. And the best part? You get to decide which one it will be, starting today. Alright, here's where this becomes more than just another health video. This is where you step into the story. Because knowledge without action changes nothing. But one small, conscious choice, repeated with intention, can transform everything. This week, I want you to walk over to your refrigerator and open that cheese drawer. Look closely. What do you see? That packet of processed slices you've bought for years? The pre-shredded mix coated in preservatives to keep it fresh? The cheese spread that seems convenient, but comes at the cost of your energy, clarity, and health? Now, I'm asking you to do something bold, but beautifully simple. Replace just one of them. Swap that processed cheese for a real, naturally aged one. A cheese that still carries the integrity of its milk, its bacteria, its life. Because when you do, something subtle yet powerful begins to shift. Your digestion feels smoother. Your body feels lighter. Your energy feels cleaner. And that afternoon fog that used to linger? It starts to lift. Why? Because your body finally recognizes what you're feeding it, real nourishment. It's not about deprivation. It's about alignment with the foods your body actually understands. And the best part? You'll start feeling the difference not in months, but in days. If this message opened your eyes, if something inside you whispered, "That makes sense, that feels right," don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button to tell YouTube this message matters. Then share it with someone you care about, someone who loves cheese, who deserves to enjoy it without paying the price. Because the truth is, most people don't realize how small choices compound over time. A little swap here, a mindful bite there. It's how transformation begins. You're not just helping them eat better. You're giving them the chance to age better. If you're new here, welcome. This isn't just a channel. It's a wellness movement for people who believe aging doesn't have to mean decline. At Dr. Kenji Sato Wellness, every video is designed to give you the why behind your habits, the science, the wisdom, and the strategy to live stronger, longer, and sharper. Subscribe now and join thousands of others redefining what it means to age well. Because health isn't a single choice, it's a collection of small, intelligent decisions that echo across the years. So here's the truth. Aging well isn't about giving up the foods you love. It's about rediscovering them, in their truest, most life-giving forms. When you feed your body what it truly recognizes, whole, clean, living foods, your cells respond with gratitude. Your body begins to heal itself. Your mind grows sharper. Your energy deepens. Your years lengthen. You don't just add time to your life, you add life to your time. And that, right there, is the essence of longevity. So tonight, when you slice that piece of real Parmesan, or crumble a bit of feta over your salad, remember, you're not just eating cheese. You're making a declaration. I choose health. I choose vitality. I choose me. Because this journey, your journey, doesn't end with aging. It evolves. And the choices you make at your table today shape the strength, clarity, and joy you'll live with tomorrow.